Boxing is. It's Kenneth. SBM Boxing from request subscribe. Let's speak boxing right now. I'm in Europe, so if you see the little room right now, you're just like, damn, Kenny, what's that small ass room? The light bulbs in behind you. My eyes are a little bit red, so I'm a little tipsy. I've been drinking some wine. I'm actually in Paris, France right now, and over here in Europe, everything is small. Absolutely everything is small. So I can reach my hands out here. You see that, and it's small. You know, the rooms are small, the cars are small, the streets are small. You know, the girls' booties are small. But no, I can't talk about that. But anyways, everything's small out here, you know. And you know, it's raining outside and stuff like that. And I'm working out here for the week, out here in Paris. So it's a good time to cover boxing. You know, there's a lot of stuff that happening in boxing. So I'm gonna drop a lot of videos and things like that while I'm out here. But you know, I have to bring back the sangria. Yes, it's a bitch if you don't speak French and trying to order food and stuff like that, but you know, I get around. But anyways, go ahead and talk some boxing. There's been a lot of stuff in boxing going on. You know, Floyd Mayweather Jr. after the Berto fight, he went ahead and he insists that he's going to go ahead and retire. But Mayweather Sr. is already speaking out loud, saying that he's trying to get his son to don't reconsider to come back in boxing. You know, he's faced all the top boxers out there. There's nothing else to prove. But you know, it's Money May. So Money May is definitely going to come back for the 50-0 if the money's right. And there's a lot of propositions that's been out there to get Mayweather back into the ring. You have Manny Pacquiao, which is the next top welterweight that generates a lot of revenue. He's facing that road recovery back. He's set to come back early next year. Who's he going to fight? You know, you have Kell Brook, that's definitely in the works. I think he's going to take on Amir Khan. You got Amir Khan and possibly Crawford. So they're talking about that. Bob Arum's talking about that. But as of right now, Mayweather, the vacancy title, so the vacancies in the welterweight division have been completely vacant, you know, and a lot of matchups and things like that. And they're actually considering the fight between Amir Khan versus Danny Garcia. At least that's what's in the talks right now, to fill in that void, to fill in that vacancy for the WBC title itself. I don't think that'll do it. If anything, I would definitely consider the Timothy Bradley versus the Brandon Rios being a little bit more worthy of it. Not so much of the Brandon Rios side. It's just so much of the Timothy Bradley. You know, Timothy Bradley is a top contender, but it's ultimately up to Soliman. You know, Soliman said the organization is going to pursue different options. The first, you know, at the 147 vacancy and the 154 vacancy, he's going to do like some kind of tournament, you know, and he's going to take the winners of those tournaments goes ahead and captures the vacant belts. The next option would possibly be, you know, taking the two top contenders of the 147 and the 154 division and letting them go down, you know, fight for the title and things like that. But as of right now, I don't see Amir Khan, and I don't see especially Danny Garcia, who's only fought Paulie Malignaggi. Danny Garcia at 140, yes, but Danny Garcia at 147, he's not in the top two, so I don't even know how the hell people consider that whatsoever. But I think Timothy Bradley versus Brandon Rios, more of the Timothy Bradley side, is a top contender. You know, he definitely deserves it. But anyways, Timothy Bradley has a lot to prove. Sorry about that. Timothy Bradley has a lot to prove November 2nd. He's going to step into the ring at 147. You know, Brandon Rios is 33-2 with one draw, 24 KOs. You got Timothy Bradley, 32-1, one draw, 12 KOs, less knockout power and stuff like that, less KOs. But he has a lot to prove. You know, he feels that a victory over Brandon Rios would boost his candidacy as far as in the welterweight division itself. He definitely needs a big win. Now, both fighters have fought the same fighters, the two last, you know, two similar fighters, and a lot of people are comparing. This is going to be a good showdown, you know. It just really all depends. Let me go ahead and lower the music. It really all depends on Timothy Bradley. That's the way I see it. You know, both fighters have fought Diego Chavez. Both fighters have fought Manny Pacquiao and lost to Manny Pacquiao. Rio has his last 5 fights. He's lost 2 of his last 5 fights. He did avenge one of those fights against Alvarado in dominated fashion, actually TKO'd him. But he did win 2 of the 3 fights that they did have, Alvarado and himself. Now, as far as the Richard Abreu fight, that fight to me was completely sketchy. I thought Abreu won that fight. That was the time when Gamboa was supposed to fight. He didn't show up to the press conferences and things like that, and Abreu took the fight at the last moment. last minute, and Abril did what he had to do to win that fight. So even Brandon Rios was a little shocked that he won that fight. But it is what it is. But Bradley itself, he's lost one. He had one draw in the last 5 fights. But by far, if you go resume by resume, and it's funny that Brandon Rios says it, Brandon Rios is like, okay, I understand that Bradley has a better resume than me. But Brandon Rios, it's not a job interview and shit like that. Doesn't matter. It's a fight, which he is right. Timothy Bradley does have a better resume, but when you step into the ring, it's experience and stuff like that. But it definitely comes down to the night of the fight. You have Timothy Bradley. He's beat the likes of, Lamont Peterson, Devil Alexander. It was a tough fight against Ruslan Provodnikov, but he definitely came out victorious on that. He put a phenomenal master performance, and that definitely, that took his name and his credibility, to me, in my eyes, to the next level when he beat Juan Marquez. He put on a great performance on that one. He beat Jesse Vargas. He beat Kendall Holt. He beat Nick Campbell. He did beat Manny Pacquiao, but that definitely was a controversial fight. I think Manny Pacquiao got robbed that fight, but he also lost to Manny Pacquiao as well in the draw against Diego Chavez. I thought Timothy Bradley won that fight, but whatever. They gave it to Diego Chavez. I mean, actually, it ended up being a draw. But it seems as coming into this fight, Timothy Bradley had a lot of change, coming into the Rios fight, and one of the biggest changes is he did get rid of Joel Diaz, but Joel Diaz itself has kept his head straight in all these fights and worked his corner. I think he worked his corner really good. I'm advising Bradley every single fight. I think Joel Diaz definitely did a good job against the Provodnikov fight. He kept screaming at Timothy Bradley, saying, "Look, don't bring the fight to Provodnikov. Don't bring that." Just trying to get him into the boxing game. Don't brawl with this guy. And I honestly think if he would have if he would have listened to Joel Diaz in the beginning of the fight and not been so hard-headed, it would have been an easier fight for him. But that fight got lucky. I think Provodnikov almost had that fight if it wasn't for the bell. The Marquez fight, that was definitely a very technical fight, and Joel Diaz did a hell of a job on there as far as implementing a great game plan. Even the Manny Pacquiao fight, even though he did lose against Manny Pacquiao, he fought a good fight in the Manny Pacquiao fight. The second fight against Manny Pacquiao, the first 4 or 5 rounds, I gave it to Timothy Bradley. Timothy Bradley's a great boxer, and that's one of the game plans that he definitely has to utilize against Brandon Rios, especially guys like that. Go ahead and box. He's a great boxer, so just go ahead and stick the jab, utilize the ring, utilize the speed, utilize the jab, work the body, but don't fight Brandon Rios' fight. Brandon Rios, his name is Bam Rios. He's looking to bam with you, and Timothy Bradley sometimes is a head case. He has a great chin, and he's a warrior, man. So he'll definitely go toe-to-toe with you, but don't, fight your fight, Timothy Bradley needs to mix it up a little bit, but utilize the jab and utilize the speed. Brandon Rios, just outmaneuver him, box, utilize the ring and box around him, let the punches go. I think he needs to take the fight to the scorecards. I think, he doesn't need to knock out and make a point by knocking out Brandon Rios. That's Brandon Rios is a brick wall. Knocking him out, you're definitely exposing yourself, and you're definitely putting yourself out there. You might lose that fight if you go toe-to-toe against Brandon Rios. Brandon Rios definitely has the power. He will knock your ass out. But Timothy Bradley just needs to stick to the game plan. There's no reason, as far as my fight prediction in that. I'm not counting out Brandon Rios. If Timothy Bradley comes in going toe-to-toe, Brandon Rios has a shot. But if he sticks to the game plan and just boxes and does a master performance and just just win on the scorecards and things like that, and just dominate on the boxing aspect of the thing, I think Timothy Bradley's going to outbox him, outclass him, and whatnot. But it really all depends on how his head is. But anyways, guys, this is Kenneth SBM Boxing from Request. Subscribe, and we got a lot of videos coming up this week, so I'm going to try to do one a day. All right, have a good one.